this is Tomlin from TomlinHarmonicaLessons.com, and today's lesson is going to be quite a quick one, but I think it's a pretty essential one because this is a question I get asked all the time, which is how do I play the blues scale in second position across the whole harmonica? So most of you probably already know how to play the blues scale between the 2 draw and the 6 blow, but I'm going to show you how you can play from the 1 blow all the way up to the 9 blow. So for this lesson you will need a C harmonica. I'm playing in second position in the key of G. And first of all, let's have a listen to what that blues scale all the way up is going to sound like. Okay, so we're going to start on the 1 blow and add in some extra notes at the bottom end of the harmonica. So if you think that the 2 draw is your normal root note for the blues scale, if we start on the 1 blow, we've got some extra bits that we can put in, which are the 1 blow, the 1 draw half step bend, the 1 draw, and the 2 draw whole step bend. Okay, so this sounds a little bit weird because we're not actually starting on a root note. So we're starting in the middle of the blues scale. So this would be like starting on the 4 blow in the middle octave. Okay, so let's start with that. Starting on the 1 blow, and we will end on the 2 draw. So 2 draw is the beginning of the next section. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's your first little portion of blues scale. Your next portion, this will probably be revision for a lot of you, starts on the 2 draw and goes up to the 6 blow and sounds like this. So that's 2 draw, 3 draw half step bend, 4 blow, 4 draw half step bend, 4 draw, 5 draw, 6 blow. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's probably what you already know. Now the next bit is where it starts getting tricky. So this is starting on the 6 blow and going up into the top octave and ending on the 9 blow. And that'll sound like this. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we start on the 6 blow, that's the root note. Then we play the 6 overblow. Then we play the 7 blow. Then the 7 overdraw. Then the 8 draw. Then the 9 draw. And then we end on a 9 blow. Now we're going to play through that together. If you can't play the 7 overdraw, hold on a moment because I'm going to give you some ideas around that afterwards. So let's try that from the 6 blow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what did I say about the 7 overdraw? Well, for what it's worth, I never really play the 7 overdraw. As you can hear, I can play it, but it's not one that I find very useful. So what I actually tend to do when I'm playing in the upper octave of the harmonica, I tend to just leave that note out. And what does that imply for the scale? Well, leaving the 7 overdraw out is like leaving the 4 draw half step bend out in the middle octave. So those are both the same note, just an octave apart, and they are what's known as the flat 5. So that's a really useful note for a blues scale. But what do we get if we take it out? Well, we get something called the minor pentatonic scale, which in the middle octave sounds like that, and is the basis of most blues and blues rock music. So you're not really losing out on a huge amount if you can't hit that note, that flat 5, up in the top octave. So if you leave out the 7 overdraw, you get the minor pentatonic scale, and you sound like this. Okay, and that sounds fine. It's not the end of the world if you leave that out. You can already play the 1 draw half step bend and the 4 draw half step bend to get that note. So it's not really that important if you're not comfortable playing the overdraw. To be honest, I really don't use it apart from in very, very rare circumstances. So let's try that together without the 7 overdraw. So starting on the 6th blow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is your upper octave blues scale. So let's try playing all the way through from the 1 blow all the way up to the 9 blow. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when we come back down, you might hear that it sounds a little bit weird ending on the 1 blow. Why does it sound weird? Well, it sounds weird because that 1 blow isn't the root note. It isn't the home note. The home note is the 2 draw or the 6 blow or the 9 blow. So what I would do is I would actually come back up. So I'd go all the way down to the 1 blow and then I'd come back up to that 2 draw. So we would get this. Okay, so that's your blues scale over 2 and a little bit octaves. So that'll kind of open up the higher end of the harmonica. So what you need to do now is you need to practice that scale. You probably already know the middle part, so I would focus your attention on learning the upper octave, so from the 6th blow up. And don't feel bad about leaving out the 7 overdraw. I don't play it. I really don't, okay? And then the next step, once you've learned that, is starting to work out a little bit of your repertoire in the lower octave up in the higher octave. So if you have some little licks, things like you're going to try and work out how to play that up an octave. So all I did there, I was playing 2 draw, 3 draw half step bend. And then back down, 3 draw half step bend, 2 draw whole step bend, 2 draw. So what I do, I look for the same notes up an octave. So I know that the 2 draw becomes the 6 blow. The 3 draw half step bend becomes the 6 over blow. And then when we get to it, that 2 draw whole step bend becomes the 5 draw. And then I get the riff up there. Okay, so you can work out any licks that you know down at the bottom end, up at the top end, and that will really open it up for you. It'll help you to understand how it works, rather than just being a sequence of notes. Okay, right, you got some work ahead of you to get that all internalized. Lots and lots of practice. Practice with a metronome. I cannot emphasize that enough. And to make it a little bit easier for you, I've got a tab sheet with the blues scale in 2nd position all the way up along the harmonica. On that sheet there's also the blues scale in 1st position and in 3rd position if you're interested in that. So if you want to get that, just click on the link in the description below to go and download it, as well as audio clips of me playing through the scale, so you've got that as a reference. But before you rush off and do anything, you can do just a really quick little something for me. You can give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, because I put out a new harmonica lesson every single Wednesday and I wouldn't want you to miss out on next week's. All right, see you next week. Happy harping.